Good morning and welcome, FYI family. Welcome. It's another day, folks. It is, believe it or not, it's the 14th day of March already. Half the month is almost gone. Tomorrow we right there, folks. Tomorrow we are right there. Half of the month is almost gone. Good to see each and every one of you on the live. Great to have you folks with us. Another day, folks. Happy to have you guys here. Share the live as you come in, folks. Smash that emoji button as you join the broadcast. A privilege as always to have you folks here with us. A privilege. We're going to ensure that we are shared to all of the valid and credible places as well. And we're not just asking you guys to do that, but we're doing our part as well. Share that live, folks. Smash that emoji button. Good to have Camille Cox is on the live already. Debbie Apple is on the live already. Orin Dunn is on the live already. Pretty Melissa is here too. Good to have each and every one of you joining us from all of those incredible places that you guys are joining us from. Yuli Trotman is here too. Shelly Dureda. Alida is here too, guys. How are you doing? Good to have Veronica Primo Rollins here. Kybird Hope is here too. All the good folks. Claire Alexis Chamley Richmond has just showed up. Good morning, Claire. Good morning. Evelina Whitaker is here too. Debbie Collins. Edward Brooms is here too. Good morning, Edward. Donna DeBarros is here. Yep. Camille Cox said and share already. We'd be love to have folks like Camille with us. Boxer Dog is here. Who is Boxer Dog? This dog thing putting people in problems. Boxer Dog, we gotta be careful. I'll tell you why in a minute. This dog thing putting people in some problems. A very good morning, folks. By this hour, our coffee is cold, and we're at the bottom of it. Sabrina Blue, Neon Harding, good to see you. Guys, how are you doing there? Good to see all of you on the live this morning. I want to encourage all of you folks that are not joining us on YouTube, ensure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're about to eclipse, wait for it, drum roll. Wait for it. We're about to eclipse 16,000 subscribers on YouTube. Believe it or not, and you folks helped us to get there. I know Innocent Cave is joining us on YouTube. Have you subscribed to our YouTube channel? Valletta Bramel, I know you're joining us on YouTube. Have you subscribed to our YouTube channel? Zola Cameron, Annette Cummins, have you subscribed to our YouTube channel? Those are folks who are joining us on YouTube. Debbie Collins, Siobhan McDonald, Clyde Fowler, joining us on YouTube. Have you subscribed? Hit that subscribe button. Why is Loretta Argyle joining us from Facebook? Why is Lyndon Gill and Sean of Fortune joining us from Facebook and not from the tube? We're happy that all of you folks are on with us. Wherever you're joining us from, folks, we are happy you're here. We're going to try not to make a fuss about it. We're just happy that you folks are here with us, and we're going to take it from there. Welcome, folks, to FYI, wherever you're joining us from this morning. Happy to have you, folks. Share that live as we come on, folks. Smosh that emoji button as well. I got a little extra. Smosh it for us. Guys, good to have you here. Zola Cameron is here with us. Annette is here with us. Annette Cummins. Yep. Good to hear from you, Annette. Earlier, good to have you. Earlier English. Yeah. Penelope Hudson is here too. Anthony Jarvis is here too. Onessa Watt Jean is here too. Orin Duns, I done share. That's what we love. Music to our ears, Erwin Don Cook. Music to our ears. Folks, we got a couple of things to get through this morning. We got a couple of things to get into and to get through. Yep. Clyde said I done subscribe and I done smash the emoji button already. Oh, y'all be like Clyde the man. 22 persons of 300 plus smash the subscribe button. You're wicked for that. Some of you wicked for that. 22 of 300 persons who watching us, hit that subscribe button. 22 of 300. Oh. Oh. We got rock on coming again. Oh. Pretty Phillips. Oh. Hit that subscribe button for us. 4 more persons just hit it. Hit that subscribe button. 400 plus watching us now. 26 people hit the subscribe button. Oh, how y'all feeling this morning? Let us know. If you're angry, you're angry. If you're vexed, you're vexed. Oh. Nigel Plas. Good to have all of you here. We're warming up at this end, folks. We're warming up at this end. And we're so happy that we have you guys on the other side. We're so happy we have you folks on the other side. You know, you always make it bearable. Well, it's a lot happening this morning, folks. Let's try to get right to it. It's a lot happening this morning. Beatrice Selby. Beatrice Selby, at morning, but like I short, like you can't even see me. Camille saying fed up. Girl, it's too weak. It's too weak, Camille. Good to have you, Brian Daniels and Joanna Green and Winella Garnett. Good to have you, Erwin John, and all the other folks. Abigail Natasha Kingston said, look, I vexed like hell. Struggling the struggle, yeah. Struggling the struggle. Folks, let me pick up the pace and the emojis. Struggling, have we got to demonstrate to you all with the emoji button there? Down, look down on the screen. Somewhere to that side, or that side. The emoji button there. Leon Blair. Good to have you, Leon. Gavin Jacobs, we see you as well. Gavin, thanks for joining us. All the other folks for joining us this morning. Let's get right to it, folks. The first 15. Let's get right to it. Them boys said drawing out 51.9 billion more. It's not the first drawdown from the Natural Resource Fund. 51.9. Ras Ricardo, how much in that you want? Euro Guyanese. Right. I'm remembering that poem from Sojourner Truth. Woman, ain't you Guyanese? And Leon Logan, how much in this 51.9 billion is your own? You got a citizenship. How people from Qatar and Dubai and the UAE could come and draw down on this 51.9, and we here all we life, born and bred to the bone. But we can't get none of that. How we belly could full, but we hungry. Hungry. 51.9. Why our teachers then gotta be out there asking for a little something more on this 6.5? Where the money going? These little tap roads can be it. You all know it's true. These little tap roads, they can be it, Gavin Jacobs. Tap. That can be it. Beatrice, Winella Garnett. That can be it. Please and thank you. Don't let that be it. Right? We don't want to be it. I'm begging y'all. Don't let that be it. Right? Don't let that be it, folks. Don't let it be it. I gotta make a slight change. Yep. Yep. Slight change, folks. Don't let it be it. Tap. What in this 51 or it's 51.9 billion they're drawing down on the Natural Resource Fund. How much in that is your own? Leon Logan, who's not Guyanese. Vashti Magnot. Valena Bramel. Gavin Jacobs. You is not Guyanese, Gavin? When the man come you here and cha-ching in the bank account, that's how it should be. Sally Satar. How much in that is your own, Sally? How much in that for you, Arwin Don? Arwin says a big set of teeth in. Vindictive vagabonds. Commissioner Cole, how much in that for you? Commissioner Cole. Then more money is skin. But how much of that is your own? FYI, folks, 51.9 billion. And the GTU gotta be out here begging. GTU gotta be out here begging. Well, they're heading back to court. They're heading back to court because the government deliberately sabotaged the talks. Deliberately sabotaged the talks. That's what they did. Deliberately. Deliberately sabotage the talks. So today, the Guyana Teachers Union heading back out, folks. And they're telling us too that they're mobilizing. I think we saw this out of the Trade Unions Congress, the Guyana Trade Unions Congress. They're mobilizing unions nationwide. For any eventuality. Mobilizing unions nationwide. The GTU says we heading back to court. Let's see what Justice Sandra Kissoon got to say about this. That's what they're telling us. Folks. Let me pause to thank all of the folks who yesterday heeded our call to subscribe for a monthly donation to our broadcast of $10. Right? But I want to encourage you folks too that you can go either way. You can either do the one-time donation, that's all well and good, or you can go the way of the $10 donation. I know the second option might be good for you because it's automatic. You don't have to think about it. Once you sign up there, it happens automatically on a monthly basis. $10 come out of your account and come to us. And I want to say thank you guys so much for that. Moving on, folks. Back to the courts. Back to regular programming. Back to the courts we go, folks. Yeah. Rihanna Mingo and the others. It is what it is, Kwana Mingo. GTU says they're heading back to court. And of course, quite recently, we heard the GTU said, explain to the nation how disrespectful the Ministry of Education was through its permanent secretary and other officials there at the union. You have a CEO coming, talking half truths and whole lies, and then having to come back and apologize and say, I didn't really read it good. I didn't really read it good. Well, the ministry articulated that for us quite recently. How they got to this point of the talks breaking down. Take a look, folks, and take a listen.
President of the Guyana Teachers Union, Mark Light, told a press conference today that the recent strike by the teachers had far-reaching effects for all. The children suffered as did parents, teachers, and the country, he said.
The union, in good faith, as mentioned by the General Secretary, agreed to the mediation process, which was forced upon the government by the judge. After 2 days of fleshing out how we will agree to go forward, an agreement was finally reached.
The agreement saw the union agreeing to call off the strike. Talks were scheduled. Light said that the union kept its agreement. He said that the union team comprised 13 members.
At 12 o'clock on Thursday last, there was an adjournment of the meeting to ensure that the CEO got a position from his principals as to when these discussions must commence from. The position that he brought to the table during the morning session was that they wanted to have discussions from 2024. The union was having none of it.
The union hadn't submitted a proposal for 2024. Instead, the proposal was the period 2019 to 2023.
We also agreed that at the end of every session or every day's discussion, negotiations, we are going to have signed minutes, 2 members of the GTU, 2 members of the negotiating party from the Ministry of Education, and the 2 witnesses. We agreed that the resumption of talks will be premised on the 4 areas. Today, the salary matters included in the multi-year proposal 2019-2023, 2% difference in salary for 2017-2018, clothing allowance increase, and weekly council being paid every 3 years. Our discussion today should have been premised on the negotiations for 2019-2023.
Light said that despite the agreement prior, the Education Ministry included the permanent secretary of the ministry in its negotiations.
Even settled when the permanent secretary indicated that the government will not negotiate as agreed on in the last minute from 2019-2023. And at that time, we made it very clear the unethical and the misinformation that emanated on Thursday evening in the form of the memo, when it was agreed that the multi-year proposal will be discussed in its fullest, and any other matter outside of the proposal.
Light said that the chief education officer apologized for his misunderstanding. He also said that he has learned that he was not the chief negotiator.
At that time, the union resolutely put forward its position to say, we are not interested in discussing any multi-year proposal 2024 and beyond because we have not submitted such. We find that the PS was very disrespectful in saying that we can go back to our members and put together a multi-year proposal 2024 and beyond to suit the narrative from the government.
The union then took the decision that it would return to its members and utilize whatever resources to show the government that it will not be bullied.
Our first recourse, since the mediation panel was put together by the Chief Justice, the judge, Judge Kisoon, we are going to take this matter back to the court for the court to adjudicate on the matter.
Light said the union was in consultation with its lawyers.
And we believe that reneging on the first position taken and the legitimacy of the signed agreement coming out of the first meeting is placing this administration as one that we should not trust. It is very clear that the Ministry of Education and its principals believe that they can take the GTU for a ride.
General Secretary Coretta McDonald said that the fight will continue.
I don't want to say that the CEO took it upon himself when he returned to us to say we are prepared to negotiate 2019, 2023. He went further to say he read the core document again and he recognized what the core document was saying. So whether there's a division there, that's not our business. Our business is the business of our teachers. And we cannot jump from 2019 or skip 2019, 2023 and go to talk about 2024.
She said that in another 2 days, there will be the mock exams for grade 6.
In another couple of mornings, we will start the practicals for CSEC. That is of concern to us because our children are the future for tomorrow. And if this kind of action, distasteful, dishonest, and disrespectful action that has been meted out to us by the PS, by the Chief Education Officer, and the Ministry of Education by extension, if this is what you call because we care, then I wouldn't want to know what is because you don't care.
We call on the teachers to hold fast.
Yeah, that's some of how we got to where we are here. Talks broke down, and now we're heading back to the courts, folks. We are heading back to the courts today. Today, we got some action happening, and we like to be where the action is. Love to be where the action is. It's sad that we're here because Pri is now saying that the teachers are unreasonable in some of their demands. They're demanding increased pay for during COVID. But why not? Why not? Huh? Why not? Is it me or did I see teachers walking through the streets carrying, what was it called then? The handouts or the packages to the homes of students? That's part of the job description. We were operating under extraordinary circumstances. And while there wasn't face-to-face schooling, I saw teachers in the streets going to the homes of students, checking in on students. And that shouldn't count for anything? Come on, Minister of Education. Come on. There was a book launch yesterday, folks. There was a book launch, a series of books. And that's all well and good in the keeping of educating our students. Thanks to those persons who are a part of that. I hope they double check though. Because when we launch books here, especially under this administration, there's a lot of wrong grammars. Right? You got some questions and the answers don't be too right. Calculations and so on, names of places and so on. I hope we get a couple of things right. Looks like a good project, and thanks to all of those persons who are behind that. But not only when books launch, you gotta be worried. When Priya starts speaking, is it me or did Priya call our teachers dogs? Priya says she didn't get in any dog fight. I know dogs is been dog fights. So when as education minister, you say you get in dog fight. You see, Priya was offended when teachers start calling her a wild hog. Couple strikes or protests couple months ago, she got offended. Is it me? Or did I hear the Minister of Education referring to our teachers as dogs? That's the comparison that was being used, Everett. I don't know. Pray never know. Take a look as she makes her debut. She says she was absent. She stayed quiet. She stayed quiet. Take a listen.
We want to make sure not one single child is left behind because of geography or ethnicity or education level of their parents. And that's a big undertaking. And it's often minimized by conversations that keep us at a vulgar level of low. And sometimes we have to address those things. I have deliberately been quiet over the last 4 weeks about developments in the sector because I felt that getting involved in a dogfight over different opinions on different issues could not have served anyone that I held a Bible and swore to serve. And so I was very careful not to be in the back and forth. And if you pay attention, you'll see that I wasn't in on issues that, while important and while they must be addressed, cannot overtake our paramount duty, which is to bring up children and educate them so that their lives become a life that is good for themselves and good for this country.
That's what the minister said, folks. Ping, 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 ping. That's what the minister said. A dog is being dog fights. And if you're likening the teacher strike to a dog fight, then the teacher's got to be who? I think it's called a syllogism. No. If dogs is being dog fights, and the teachers were in a dog fight, then the teachers must be. That's not, I think it's called a syllogism in the English language. In the construct of English language, the rules, the anatomy of the language. I think it's called that a syllogism. Yeah. I think you should have stayed quiet for another 4 weeks. But then it's prayer. It's Louis Vuitton prayer. I've been quiet. I've been very quiet. We didn't miss you. Yeah. We didn't miss you. Right. Naomi says she'll say big words, pineapples. We didn't miss you, prayer. Keep on keeping on. Folks, I got to get to a point because we got some things to discuss this morning. Look what else is happening out there. Look what else is happening. The PvP seems to be in an alternate universe. Agriculture, they say, remains the bedrock of our economy. And then in today's papers, there are some headlines I want to draw to your attention because Mustafa says, this is the Minister of Agriculture, Zulfikar Mustafa, aka Cute Zulfi, aka Cute Zulfi. He says that rice output, they're targeting 710,000 tons. It's rice, not sugar. Sugar. These are headlines in today's papers. Sugar, they're targeting 100,000 tons of sugar. Ain't gonna happen. This is what they throw out. And then when they operate, produce, supply, they don't come back and tell you anything, They don't come back and tell you anything. But people watching this economy, people are studying what's happening and they're becoming wiser. I was listening to Timothy Jonas recently, and he said this agriculture thing are working out. This agriculture thing are working out, and this big thing about hotels and development, it's not all that is cracked up to be. Agriculture ain't going nowhere. So the PvP got to know who they're fooling. Skeldon and Rose Hall, all that ain't going no place. They got to know who they're fooling. I'm telling you what the gentleman said. And what do they have for children who prayer is speaking so lofty about in their education and prospects? Don't take our word for it. In a country like ours, in a democratic country, 1,000 flowers must bloom. Here is some of what Mr. Jonas said from ANU, a new and united Guyana. Here's what he said quite recently. Very insightful.
there's a big story about this Qatari hotel going up on Carifesta Avenue. And I hear the government saying, this is progress. We're going to provide employment. And I think to myself, I've seen hotels. If you're employed in a hotel, you're the barman, you're the maid sweeping the floor, you're the man cleaning the toilet, you're the man gardening or parking the car or cleaning the bedrooms. Is that the employment we want for the next generation of Guyanese who are coming out in 10 or 15 years? Or is that the employment that we want, as happens in Kuwait and Qatar, that foreigners come in and do that, and the people who are Guyanese and should have an expectation that to be Guyanese should be to be a first-class citizen in the world, that we stay in the hotel while other people look after us in the hotel. Now, it seems to me that our vision is so short-sighted that we've sent up our debt ceiling 3 times, borrowing money hand over fist. We've changed the rules so we could take money out of the oil and gas fund. So we are borrowing, we are going on a spending splurge with contracts. This bridge, this road, money being borrowed, money being spent, contracts for friends. And teachers get 6.5%. And in 15 years, 50% pass rate at CXE, 35% pass rate at maths, and Guyanese will be sweeping the floor because agriculture continues to go down. This is a disaster waiting.
So while Priya, while Irfan out here waxing lyrical, that's the reality in the education sector. But we can hear 15 students get 62 subjects. And then for the rest of the 99% is what Mr. Jonas articulated there. Failures in English, failures in math. With all them fancy textbooks, because we're not building capacity in our teachers. That's the reality. And Mr. Jonas from Anuk, Timothy Jonas, attorney at law, tied it so neatly together for us. You see, when some of us on the other side of the aisle, they're trying to come in the aisle right now in National Assembly. That's another story. Some of us trying to enlighten, elucidate. You hear, oh, it's rabble rousers. So you're already getting a squeeze. You're already tenants in your own country. And then now we have to deal with the migration issues on the border. I love Venezuelans. Love them. Love them. And as much as you can love your neighbors, love them. But charity got to begin at home. And we did see quite recently, folks, Foreign Affairs Minister Utah talked about how the government's plans are to integrate Venezuelans into Guyanese society on the long term. Now, that might be all well and good. We got to do our charitable works as a people too, right? But very important questions got to be asked. Very, very important questions have got to be asked. Is just that? That's one question. Let me ask it for you. Is Jassa? Is Jassa? Folks, I'm privileged to have joining me this morning the Shadow Foreign Affairs Minister. Welcome. Good morning. Good morning,
FYI,
Ben. Let me
family,
make sure
how
the
y'all
folks can
doing?
hear you. Good morning.
Am I coming through loud and clear?
Yes.
Okay, great.
As I said, we are privileged to be joined by the Shadow Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Amanzo Walton Desir. And one of the things in today's papers, you know, we love the papers. We could read, we max and so on little thingish, but we could read. Amanzo, you said in I'm reading an article in today's Tabak News, right? Who did they consult on this integration of Venezuelans into our society long term. And in a comment attributed to you, it certainly was not a consultation with the people of Guyana or the duly elected representatives in the National Assembly. Talk to us about what's happening, Amanda.
What is happening, Sherrod and FYI family, is that the government of Guyana continues to be reckless. They continue to be reckless and they continue to be short-sighted. So if you thought to make an announcement that the long-term aim is to integrate migrants into our society, and in particular Venezuelan migrants, without consulting the people of Guyana, without even bringing such a notion to the National Assembly, without the government having a thought-out immigration policy that deals with migration issues and pass the citizenship for Guyana. It's recklessness, and like I said, a dereliction of duty. The Guyana government, the Irfan Ali government, does not seem to understand that their first duty is to Guyanese and to protect Guyanese and to protect the advantage of being Guyanese in your own homeland. And that is a fundamental issue. It appears to me that for the sake of political expediency, the PPP government is willing to sell us up the river. And I am saying that the people of Guyana have to wake up and understand that under our noses, this government is creating the conditions for a soft invasion of our country. And you know, when you say this, they try to paint you as anti-migrant, and they go into the Venezuelan communities to paint the AP and UAFC as anti-migrants. We have been very clear that we will support and give the humanitarian relief necessary to any migrant, Venezuelan or otherwise, that is in Guyana as a result of them fleeing political and economic turmoil back home, but it has to be with a view of providing support until they can safely return to their country.
Yeah.
Sherrod, the government operates as if they are unaware of the fact that as we speak, there is an organic law that has been passed or is being passed in Venezuela claiming the entire region. And so for this government to be proceeding blindly in this manner is worrying. And it is extremely concerning because we've said it time and time again. It is not a flight of imagination that enough people, enough Venezuelan migrants settled in the Essequibo could give rise to a situation where they take a decision that they want to be governed by Venezuela. And that happens. There's legal precedent for it. This is a concept in international law. So we're not being alarmist here. But what is worrying is that this government is proceeding on this route, and it is for the people of Guyana to begin to wake up and to begin to speak up, because the ground is being set for us to be relegated to third and fourth and fifth class citizens in our own country.
Yeah. Shadow Foreign Affairs Minister, I want to ask you a difficult question. It might be even a provocative question. You speak about political expediency. Let me ask you a difficult question. Is the PPP setting the stage for the rigging of the next election? And I'll tell you why I ask this. We see, and we have seen as a country, the PPP gerrymandering of the electoral lines in this country. We have seen amendments to the Representation of the People Act and the Natural Registration Act, ROPA and the NRA. We have seen amendments to the Registration of Births and Deaths Act of 2021. All of these things got specific purposes and implications for elections in this country. And all of that has happened over the last 3-4 years in this country. And now we're seeing this, what they're telling us, this long-term objective to integrate Venezuelans. And we know that there are lots of Venezuelans who've already got the papers locally. Is it that what we're seeing? The rigging of the next election. So by the time we take candlestick night time and you're watching polling booths and polling places, the thing has already been done and we're watching in vain. Shadow Minister.
Your assessment is completely accurate. It is accurate, and we have been saying this for some time. Look, the reality is, and the PPPC administration understands, that when you go into their traditional strongholds, there is a depletion of the population because of migration. More and more Guyanese, particularly from their traditional strongholds, are leaving Guyana. And so they know that they have to look for a replacement for those numbers. And therefore, they have taken it upon themselves to take this approach. But I keep making the point to anybody that would listen. There is no other group of migrants who believe that, and look, in most cases, the belief is not born out of malice. This is something that they have been told from the time that they were in nursery school, that you see that that whole piece of country, that is ours. They have been taught this. This is what is taught in their schools. And so there is a deep-seated belief that Essequibo belongs to them. And so can you imagine how reckless it is for this government, Irfan Ali and Barjatdio and the likes, to gamble with our future in that manner, to secure an electoral advantage? Why don't you secure an electoral advantage by governing the country properly, by having an inclusionary democracy, by eradicating inequalities? Why don't you create the electoral advantage there? But no, they are seeking to create this advantage for the sole purpose of enriching themselves, their friends, their families, and favorites. And so what you see is a cronyism approach to the management of this country.
Yeah. Well said. Let me pick your brain on two other issues quickly before I let you go. I know you're a busy person, a long day ahead of you. Let me pick your brain on two other issues very quickly.
Sherrod, before you do that, I want to make one final point on this issue. This is why we are saying that Guyanese have to sit up and look at this issue of the voters list and begin to bring pressure on this PPPC administration to clean this voters list. Look, from the last recount, we have to recall that the precedent has already been set of counting votes, whether they are valid, whether they are invalid. The recount showed that GCOM didn't care how the votes got there. They didn't have statutory documents to verify their authenticity. So that precedent has already been created, Sherrod, and I want us to hear what I'm saying. That precedent is already created. So when you have this bloated voters list, when you have people who are not entitled to Guyanese citizenship casting a vote, remember we have already set the stage that it don't matter how the vote gets into the ballot box, once it's there, it has to be counted. The stage is being set again, because then what will the diplomatic community say? They're going to suddenly now say that you have to only count valid votes when they were at pains to talk about disenfranchisement of people, etc.
Yeah.
And so this is the game that the PPP is playing. And I want our Guyanese brothers and sisters to wake up and to understand that we have to get out there and we have to begin to hold GCOM accountable for a clean voters list. Now,
Yeah.
the PPP administration is saying that because of the judgment granted by the Chief Justice in the Islam case, they cannot remove people from the list.
Yeah.
But this is not true, because we have pointed out time and again that it is possible to do this via a legislative intervention. And we have stated that the opposition is very prepared to support the government in this manner.
Yeah.
They have refused to bring that legislation. They've brought legislation on everything else, save and accept that. And unless the people of Guyana begin to wake up and to understand what is happening, the PPP will steal an election without one ballot being cast. And then our fate will be sealed to another 5 years of corruption, of nepotism, of decay, of just a breakdown of law and order.
Uh-huh.
And for the raping of our consolidated fund, for the raping of our natural resources fund, all to put money in the pockets of Irfan Ali Barjagdio and their friends, and none for the ordinary hardworking Guyanese man or woman.
Yeah. You talk there about the stage being set. And that is where I want to head to next. This stage that's being set, because we've recently seen an assault on the magistracy in this country and the judiciary in this country by none other than the vice president of this country about the magistracy and judiciary frustrating the will of the people. That's what they said. Now, the Judicial Service Commission says it is beginning the process now of appointing more judges. But I want to take you back because, as you guys would know, Amanza is an attorney at law. She got a lot of master's degree in maritime law and a whole set of stuff. She's a bright girl. But this didn't start here. Amanza, this Judicial Service Commission was appointed last year, July 14th. Now, the PP came in August 2nd, 2020. There was 2021. There was 2022. And then there was 2023. The Judicial Service Commission was appointed. And not because the PP wanted to do that. There were severe pressures to appoint the commission. Severe pressures. As a matter of fact, the acting chancellor, it was, who said, and I want to quote what she said, we need more judges. We need the Judicial Service Commission established as soon as possible. She says we are facing increased caseloads. Judges are now overburdened. They are exhausted. They are nearly worn out. They are in some cases burnt out. These were the pleadings before this country, before Irfan Ali, before Nandalal and Jagdeo could have appointed the commission. So if there's caseloads and overloads in the judiciary, the hypocrites have come out now and they're blaming the magistracy and they're blaming the judiciary when it is them setting the stage, perhaps to put us in a position where you can't trust the courts. And we're coming out the courts. It was all well and good when all of those electoral cases during the election period were going, quote unquote, in their favor. But no, you can't trust them. Amanza, is that stage being set there? That's the question.
Of course, the stage is being set. And we must understand the reluctance of this government, this Ali administration, in appointing judges. It is a question of them believing that they need to be able to control everything. He came back called it the control freakism. And don't forget, there were some very scathing statements from the CCJ as well in this regard. And so it is only because of the pressure that we saw them making this move. Now you see Barjagdio intimidating. That's called intimidation.
Yeah.
Because how dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you attack the magistracy? These are the people vested with particular functions pursuant to our constitution. I know the context within which he was speaking. It was in relation to the elections fraud case
Correct.
that they have been bringing for the last 3 years.
Without
And cannot yet begin to compile the case. You will recall adjournment after adjournment after adjournment due to no fault of the magistrate or of counsel for the defense, but because of the inability of the government to bring a proper case.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, there's an article in
And
today's
so,
papers where the AG is saying that the defense is using delaying tactics.
well, look, the AG is very familiar with defense tactics and delay tactics rather. And so he would know. But I would want to say that that is not the case here. The Constitution entitles every Guyanese citizen the right to a speedy and a fair trial. Fair is a very important word. And so defense counsel has a duty to address anything, any impediment to a fair trial of his client. So that is purely Jagdio and Nanlal and them believing that they can intimidate and threaten the judiciary. And that is them indicating very clearly that they alone apparently know what is the will of the people. And you are a student of history as am I. And when you read the rise and advent of certain dictators, you realize the kind of behavior that Jagdio and Ali and these guys are perpetuating is eerily similar to what we saw when some dictators rose in Europe. Look at those utterings at Babu John.
Reprehensible.
Look at what they said at Babu John. Reprehensible. And you know what? The usual suspects, the custodians, quote unquote, of decency and ethics in Guyana are quiet.
Yeah.
Because they have convenient outrage. Let that was a Manza Walton or a Sherrod Duncan or a Aubrey Norton stand up to say something like that. You would have seen letters to the editor. This arrival association would have had something to say. The ERC would have written us already. But I keep saying that when we wink at these things because it is our people doing it, we don't have control over the consequences visit us. And so we have to, as a people, understand that we have got to be sober, we have got to be vigilant, because we are at an important crossroad in the development of this nation. And unless we build it on a certain foundation, unless we build it on a sure foundation, I am telling you, 10, 15 years from now, Guyanese will be a minority in their country. They will be second and third and fourth class citizens. And everyone else, save and except Guyanese, will be benefiting from the patrimony of this nation. We have got to wake up. We do not have to go any other place and be second class citizens. We must fight and we must struggle to remain first class citizens in this country in which we were born. It is our country.
And you know,
and we have a right to it.
This is the kind of wickedness we're seeing, because I think you've made the point elsewhere, and we've seen it here, that some of the things we think we have as problems, the teachers strike, Lula da Silva Brazil's president said, we saw this. We saw this kind of thing with our teachers. Look what we have done. If you want a model, we don't want to renegotiate all of a sudden. The people who campaign on renegotiating the 2016 PSA, the production sharing agreement, Trinidad said, look, we've been here before and we've overcome this, right? We know how to renegotiate. Do you want help? Right? Lula said, if you want help with this situation, we can help y'all. But the boys don't want help because they want a kind of dependency.
No.
We always got to run to the hat in hand.
No, because Barajagio fancies himself some kind of oil czar suddenly.
Yeah.
Woefully ill-equipped. Woefully ill-equipped. In which country in the world would you find an oil-producing state, an oil-producing state having one man and two of his minions running the entire oil and gas sector?
Yeah. And he's saying that the Minister of Natural Resources can hold a press conference whenever he chooses.
The Minister of Natural Resources is a rubber stamp, and he has resigned himself to that position.
Yeah.
But if you go to any country that is serious about development, go to Qatar, go to the UAE and these countries, and you will see that these people have entire ministries running the oil sector. Jagdeo believes that he, Gosai, and his other minion can do this on behalf of the people of Guyana.
Yeah.
What hubris! And you know what? He believes that he can go and make the statement that he made at Babujan, stir up racist and ethnic strife in the country, and people will blindly allow him to continue to mismanage our wealth and our resources. As Guyanese, we have to resolve that we deserve better, and that we deserve a better life, irrespective of who is delivering it. This paradigm about, oh, we have to suffer and then we own, it's time for it to be done away with in Guyana. It must end, and we have to be advanced in our citizenry enough to understand that we deserve a good life. If it's the AP and UFC giving it, we're taking it.
Yeah.
Because we are entitled to benefit from the resources of this country, man. Gone are the days. This is not a plantation anymore where you pay me, if you pay me at all, the bare minimum, and you eat the fat of the land whilst me and my families are starving. Pay our teachers. Pay our teachers. They deserve every cent. I remember during COVID, our Facebook page was littered with photos of teachers going into homes.
Yes.
Packages.
Yes. My teachers.
Our teacher is the greatest.
My teacher.
And now,
yeah,
they are ungrateful.
Yeah.
And this is the caliber of people that we have. And unless we get up and vote them out of the next elections, unless we get them out at the next elections,
the better this country is going to be. The better
we are in.
Manza, I know you have a very strong.
We are in for some tough times.
You got a strong back. I want to throw something in your chest too this morning as we wrap up. You've seen what's been happening in Haiti. Overnight, Caribbean Media Corporation told us that several parties in Haiti has rejected this CARICOM proposal. I want to just read a snippet of what at least one of them told Caribbean News Corporation. The CARICOM sponsored proposal has absolutely no importance in our eyes and for the Haitian people. That's what one of the parties told Caribbean Media Corporation. Irvin Ali is on record as saying they would have been talking with several stakeholders in Haiti. Couldn't tell the press conference recently who were these stakeholders. They said, but we didn't talk to the gangs. Did we miss something? They talk about buying Haiti owned and Haiti something agreement and proposal, but parties are rejecting this arrangement. Did we miss something as we wrap?
Look, it is very clear that there is a decision to ignore the reality of what is happening on the ground in Haiti and to believe that an externally imposed solution will work. It clearly is not working. And I remember looking some time back at Chicago, and there was serious gang warfare there. And what we saw was the mayor and other officials engaging those gangs. Not because engaging them is legitimizing them, but it is an acknowledgement of the reality.
Yeah.
That they're there, they clearly are controlling the ground, and therefore any meaningful solution will have to be with their involvement.
Yeah. And that's why I
pretend
think it
as
took a lot
if
of people by
an
surprise.
externally imposed solution.
I think it took a
I'm
lot of
sorry,
people
Karen,
by
I missed you
surprise
there.
when they were adamant we didn't talk to the gangs. They say Haiti has over 200 gangs, 70 of which are operating in Port-au-Prince alone. Go right ahead, Shadow Minister.
Right. So this is my point. It is a mistake to believe that ignoring the realities on the ground and ignoring the people who actually have control of the ground right now will work. I thought so when I saw the press release, and less than 24 hours, the press conference rather, and less than 24 hours after, here we are. They're saying no, that will make no sense to us. We're not accepting it. So where do we go from here? The solution, or at least the long journey towards a solution, has to begin with the input of the people of Haiti. It doesn't begin by creating an alternate reality, to pretend as if the gangs don't exist, to pretend as if they don't wield significant power, to pretend as if some of the population don't support these gangs. It's foolhardy, and it will not lead to a meaningful and lasting solution. That is my own view on the matter.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I hope you can come back and let's talk some more about Haiti, CARICOM's intervention or the absence thereof, and expand on this conversation on Haiti a little bit more. Our CARICOM sister country, or the largest single population in CARICOM is Haiti. I mean, we got how much?
Largest single population.
25, 26 million in the region, of which 20 from Haiti.
Nation.
Yeah.
I shall never forget the first sovereign nation.
Correct.
In this part of the hemisphere.
Yeah, correct. Thank you so much, Shadow Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Manzo Walton is here, Member of Parliament. Thank you so much for coming by and bringing some clarity to these issues for us. All right, there you have it, folks. The one and only Amanza Walton is here. I want to rush you guys through some other things we want to cover, folks. As we wrap up very, very quickly, going to be a hero here. Some of the other things we wanted to look at. Recommended reading, folks. Homework. In today's papers, there's an article there on democracy and decline in this country. Yeah, you might want to read that. The rise of autocracy. I think Amanza was hinting at some of that, even though she didn't write this. She didn't write this letter in today's paper. The rise of autocracy. Yeah, and the decline of democracy in Guyana. Very, very interesting letter in today's paper. I want to recommend you read it in Sabbath News. There, folks, editorial as we on Sabbath News. Recommended reading the editorial in Sabbath News today, folks. Unprecedented decline. That's all I can tell you. Recommended reading as well. Unprecedented decline. I wish we had some time to unpack some of this, folks, but a lot happening. That's going to do it for us this end, folks. The first 15 things or so we think you guys ought to know about an FYI today. That's going to be it for us. That's our time, and that's our program. We learned that 12-0 lost his life there on the Quarantine Road yesterday. A car turned over on the Linden Suze Dyke highways. A lot happening, folks. A lot happening in this country. Seems as though it's an autopilot. Belly full, 91.9, drawn out of the Natural Resource Fund, 91.9 billion. Belly full, but we hungry. We're going to see you guys on the next one. That's our time, folks, and that's our program. Andrew Griffith, you're welcome. Naomi Drucker, good to see you there. Naomi says another great show. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Deborah, Wenda, Veronica, Pretty Melissa, and all the other folks who joined us this morning. Share the live, folks. Smash that emoji button for us, and we're going to drop that link in there one more time where you can either send us a one-time donation to keep our broadcast going, or you can do $10 monthly, folks, which is a better option for us. Happens automatically to keep us going. Naomi, thanks for the thing. Thanks for the thing, Naomi, and all the other folks. That's it for us today. That's our time, folks. That's our program. See you on the next one. Stay safe. Stay safe. See you guys on the next one. Stay safe.